What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Server Error 405. Look, it's a podcast. We got another episode for you. And this one's going to be very special to me because I have a very good friend of mine, someone I've known for quite some time. This man can do it all, produce. He's like one of the guys that, if you ever want to know anything about hip hop, he's your encyclopedia, basically. He's a legit guy, somebody that I respect. He's an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about a lot of different things that he's working on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Deadstock J.
Yo, what's up? What's up, man? Look, it's a podcast. Damn, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here, Brian, man. I love you, man. You're a brother. And shit, I'm glad to be talking to you, man.
And you know it's a good day when I give you that intro. Even God gave you the intro. I can hear the church bells in the background.
Yeah,
you know it's a good fucking start right there. So
exactly. And luckily it's like only like 3:00, so we only have to that was the 3:30 mark or something like. Yep, just hold up. We should probably get 3 chimes.
Yep,
that's it.
Luckily
it's not 8:00. All right.
I know we were like fucking waiting. So you are a part of Sturdy Podcast, which is a brand new podcast. Tell everybody, not just me, but tell everybody about that because I'm a fan. I love it. I love the setup, everything. Talk about what the podcast's about and who you got coming up.
All right. Well, basically, my partner, man, Hashim Budilli Brown, man, he wanted to just give an avenue for like up and comers, like people, like entrepreneurs in the city and people that haven't been really getting attention. I mean, they've been getting attention in small circles, but not getting all the attention that they need. So like, just create an avenue for them. So basically, like most people do, and you know this, Brian, most people kind of come to me first and be like, yo, what do I need to do? How do I do this? And he came to me and I was like, okay, well, yeah, this would be the business plan. This would be how we do it and whatever. And the thing I've been loving about it is like a lot of folks on there is folks that I have been following on social media that sometimes I've never met or whatever, but just appreciate their grind. And it's good to be able to talk to them and have them tell people how they got to where they got to. So that's basically what we do, man. We just bring in folks, man, that may not be getting the spotlight. We give them a spotlight.
Because that's a lot of because you're out in Mobile, Alabama. And for people who don't know, I used to live out there and we also ran a battle rap league along with Sweat and Illa. Big Brown, shout out.
We went from doing it in the strip club to doing it in one of the largest venues in the city, man. You know what I'm saying? Within a few months. Yeah.
And that was some of my favorite moments of my life, honestly. Just the time spent with that battle league. And it's always good to give people a platform. And that's good that Sturdy is doing that because Mobile has so many talented people. And it's all like a clusterfuck. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's just running into each other. So they need some sort of a platform to just shine because everyone's so competitive and out to get each other and everyone's buying their own music and then they think they're platinum for some reason. But it's like they need to have some sort of like spotlight. And you guys giving them that spotlight on the podcast is great. Having showcases downtown is good. But like, what is the overall like right now in Mobile, like when it comes to new music and everything? Like, where is it at now, and how was it before? Like, let's just say 5 years ago when I was living out
there. Hold on, I've declined this call.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Am I back? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can see you. I can see you here. You're good.
All right. The thing about Mobile is that Mobile is compared. Well, people try to compare Mobile to New Orleans a lot.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that the city is set up. It's Old South. So, like, a lot of the artists here always used to, like, be more focused on, like, what New Orleans artists were doing, like Master P and Lil Wayne and all that type of stuff. And then the internet chimed in and Atlanta just sprouted up. I'm not talking about Outkast Atlanta, because that was there. I'm talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about when it became a powerhouse for music. So a lot of folks just started moving out of here, man. Like it was almost like it was like the great migration of fucking great artists. They all just like left here and went to Atlanta and then started, you know, picking up that sort of slang and that sort of life and all that type of stuff. But now I think people from Mobile are having a little bit more pride. And not only that, I think they kind of understand that, you know, houses are cheaper here.
Right.
They think I don't know. They think I don't know. I know, but I know. Like if you go out, if you go somewhere else, and then you decide like, oh, that house is $5 million, but I get $500,000 in Mobile, and the women are beautiful. How about I take my ass back down to Mobile and rep the city? You know what I'm saying? So
that's fact.
And so most people are kind of embracing the city a little bit more. The only problem with it is that it's small, and you know you got to try to be a little bit. You gotta try to be a little bit more diplomatic around here because you see your enemies all the time. So if you get into it with somebody, the best thing for you to do is try to squash it. Get that shit over with, man. Just get to the money, because if you want to keep up mess, it's not gonna end well for anybody because you're gonna see them every fucking day in this little ass fucking town.
Yeah.
And that's just bottom line.
That's one of the main reasons where me and my girl, you know, we were talking about moving and everything and looking at different places. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to move back to the South, just for the fact, or at least in Mobile specifically, because of ex-girlfriends or just running into people who were at the time family and all that stuff. Like I don't want to run into any of that shit. And Mobile, you will, because downtown is such a great, cool spot. And you know, and the hipster white people love their Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they'll be walking around downtown with their little hats. And it's just I don't want to run into anybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's very, very small town, but it's cool though. Like if people want to come and visit Mobile, like downtown Mobile, there's a lot of cool little hip spots, little like niche bookstores, and you know, you just see that there's a specific category of people, of white people specifically, that go into the bookstores. Like, you know how they dress.
I do. See, I do that. I do that type of shit. I'm like one of the few black men that actually do that shit.
Right.
Like I go there.
You're the rare few that go there.
Yes, I really am. I mean, girls do it a lot, but it's not like a lot of niggas from the hood that just go to the bookstore and look for antique books. So like I go there.
Where's that Anne Rice at?
Huh?
Where's that Anne Rice?
Where's that? Nah, I normally look like for really, really, really goddamn like weird books, like spell books and stuff like that. I do like just to have it, because like I mean, I don't know. I like to read when I shit, so that's that.
Yeah.
So, I need books, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, and like I would encourage anybody to like really, really embrace the city, especially the downtown part of it, man, because it's so old. Yeah. So when you go into some of these antique shops and you go into some of these antique bookstores and these art shops and all that type of stuff, man, you'd be surprised what you find about it.
I love a good book. My buddy Chris True, shout out Chris True. He's a guy who's an avid reader, and I believe Mobile has the same thing New Orleans has, where it's like there's certain areas where it looks like a mailbox, but you can put books in there and people will take the books and return it. Do you guys have that in Mobile or no? Or is that just like a New Orleans?
That's a New Orleans thing, man. Nobody's been that proactive in Mobile, dog. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's basically just connect a sausage and goddamn and box Chevys around this motherfucker.
There's half corn just laying around. It's half corn, connect the sausage.
Yeah, no, that's basically it, bro.
So there's so many things that you're working on. Obviously, the podcast we talked about. You're one of the best producers in Mobile, and that's not even an argument. So nobody at me, like the kids like to say. What is the big project you're working on right now that you could talk about?
Well, it doesn't even have a name yet, man. But I'm like probably about 7 songs into it. I'm producing the whole project except for 2 songs that the artist asked if somebody else could produce it, could produce a couple songs that he wanted to have on it. And
real quick, just to interrupt you, every time for the people who are watching on YouTube, he's checking his phone, and that picture, it's not Usher. Even though it looks like Usher leaning against the wall, it's not Usher. It's really him. So relax. Okay, go ahead, Deathstock. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, man. So I'm producing this project, man. And to be honest with you, it's like a baby of mine right now. Like I'm working meticulously on it because like I've been making music since I was 14 years old, and I've never done a project. I've never dropped an album by myself. I produced for a lot of people, but I've never done an album by myself. So like this is the first one. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm thinking that probably gonna drop it in July, working with an artist called Deshaun Brown. He's real talented, sing, can rap, everything, man. Got some nice soul sample beats and all that. He's one of the few cats that really, really come to me for that. A lot of cats do, but he one of the ones that wanted me to do his whole album. So I'm enjoying doing it, man. It's been real fun. He ain't turned out to be yet.
That's really good because you were always getting producing work. Like I had a good buddy of mine on the last podcast, Rich Pierre Louise, shout out to Rich, but he's like a commercial god. You're like the most active producer, like a producer god, basically. That's what you should go by, producer god.
Well, the thing is that I rap, so like cats give me a little bit more respect than I think like some guys who kind of just come to the studio and, you know, just act like they got the best beats in the world. I actually be enthusiastic about like hearing the raps and talking about how the song could be created. I rap to my own beats to show cats how to rap to the beat.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of fun doing that, man. And I think that's why. And plus, I've been doing it for so long. But I think I'm a little bit more introverted than people think I am. I really do like to be behind the scenes. Only time people really, really see me like extroverted is when some of the stuff that me and you done got into is going on. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time. And yeah. I would not divulge any of that fucking information. But that's the only time people really see me extroverted is like when, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to have some fun. But for the most part, like, man, I just like sitting around listening to old school classics and watching movies, man. Cartoons. I just got back on Thundercats. You know what I'm saying?
And Tigra was always naked.
Huh?
Tigra? Wasn't
man, yes, she was naked the
naked.
Whole fucking show.
Yeah.
Why I did not jack off to that as a kid, I have absolutely no idea. But
it came out like what, 86, right?
Yeah, I was 5 years old, so that's the reason why.
That's the reason why. Me, on the other hand, I was rubbing around. Bobby Brown humped around. I was rubbing around. That was my. Yeah, she was full on naked.
She was full on fucking naked. The only thing that made her not naked was the fact that she didn't have nipples. That was it, bro. Other than that, she was completely naked, man.
And Lionel never hit it. Like, why didn't Lionel hit it?
No, we are not going to get into the specifics of how the culture demasculated goddamn Lionel, dog.
They need to make a live action movie, and they need to have like, who would you cast in a live action movie? Who would be Tigra?
All right, who would be Tigra? I would probably go for shit. Cause what was his age limit? Like how did he fall in the spectrum as far as his age?
I mean, I would think they were probably in their late 20s, if I was to guess.
Late 20s?
Like that Thundercats never had like teenage vibes. And they didn't seem like guys that just started to drink. They looked like they probably had a few drinks already.
Yeah, but they're
25 and up.
Okay, so I was having this conversation with BJ yesterday. I'll go to find out who I would think Tiger would be, but I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
How is it that when they went into the hyperbaric chamber that Lionel aged, but the two twins didn't? I feel like
that's a good question. I don't. That might have been a miscue on them. It was the 80s, so I think they just wrote shit Just see if people.
I'm just saying, why is he the only one that aged real fast because they were stuck in there for how many years, but the twins were still some fucking twins, Kitten, Cat, whatever their names was.
Yeah, I don't remember their names, but yeah, I remember that. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. Everybody else got old with them, but I don't know. I mean, I know Pantera is definitely a black dude. We all know that.
That's
I mean,
obvious, right? That's so obvious.
It
It doesn't matter. I guess Gray is black in those times.
Yeah, like he's an all-state dude, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just get somebody like him. Just get some random black guy with a deep voice. We can get the dude from what's that show? We can get the dude from Luke Cage to play him.
Right. Yeah, Luke Cage.
Yeah, I think he'd be a good Pantera. Nah, I mean the shit was racist as shit, man. Let's just to be honest, man. I mean,
bro, if you watch some of the old cartoons in the 80s, they were all racist. Like Heckle and Jekyll. Like, come on.
Heckle and Jekyll was the most racist cartoon I've ever seen in my life, man.
Bro, people don't understand, like, growing up in the 80s, like, they look back at all the shit and they're just like, oh, this is great. But they get triggered off the smallest things now. But it's like, if you grew up in like 86, 87, and you're in that time, that age range to understand, there was so much racism and everything. Like,
yeah, to the point that we're almost immune to it. So like a lot of racist shit doesn't bother me. That's like why. That's the reason why like you're one of my best friends, because it's like I would literally rag on you for being white, and you rag on me for being black. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, the only thing you never do is call me a nigger. So I'm just like, okay, you can basically say anything to me except for that. You know what I'm saying? But even if you did call me a nigger, I bet you would say, hey, Jamal, nah, I don't mean any disrespect. Right. But can I call you a nigger this one time? Just this one time. Because I really have something to say. Is it okay? And I'd be like, fuck no, it's not okay.
Can I get the pass? Can we sign this paperwork? Let me just use it.
Exactly, like an NDA. Like, I did not say this, but I said it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm about to say it, but let me go get this notarized real quick. Make sure. I'm for the time that I piss off somebody enough that they call me a cracker. That's never happened in my life, and I want it to happen.
You've never been called a cracker?
Never. Not in an angry. No one's ever said it to me in an angry, like, meant it. No one said it with their chest to me ever.
Yeah, but the thing is like crackers, it just doesn't have the snap to it, bro.
It doesn't. Like, it just makes me want to go eat a salad. Like, it makes me kind of like that's the worst thing you can say to what's the worst thing you can say to a white person? The worst thing. Man,
probably, well, living down south, nigger lover, I guess. I'm guessing that's
well, there you go. Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know, man, nigga lover.
We don't have that name. We don't have anything like, what did he say? I guess like the ones they use is redneck, because they always make white people like we're all like from the South for some reason. Yeah, even though I'm from Los Angeles, but I'm a redneck.
Yeah, I mean, but like being a red, anytime you can call somebody something and then all of a sudden it becomes a symbol of pride, it's not working out for you. You know what I'm saying? Some people are completely happy to be niggas, and some people are completely happy to be rednecks. And it's just, I'm not gonna call you a redneck unless I'm angry at you, and you're not gonna call me a nigga unless you're angry at me. So at the end of the day, it's not really about the names; it's about how we feel. You know
I think most people will end up like getting like, I'll get roasted before someone calls me a cracker. Like someone say, "You baby,
that's what black people
motherfucker."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what black people do. I mean, have we not been watching Kwame Brown in the level of goddamn shared disrespect and utter goddamn happiness that he has been damn carrying on with? I mean, like, he just calling them bitches and hoes and stupid motherfuckers. And that's basically all you need to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Just be disrespectful and hope that a nigga pull up, some shit like that. If you really want to be disrespectful.
And speaking of disrespect, and we both were a part of the RS Battle League. Shout out to Sweat, RS Battle League. I heard from Sweat that he's thinking about bringing back the Battle League. Do you think the Battle League is something that Mobile needs right now, or do you think it's something that, you know, you can have it and you don't really need it?
I think in all honesty, man, a lot of the cats that like respect me and know me right now is because of the RS Battle League. I wouldn't have met him. It was the best thing that happened for me moving back from Atlanta. So I know how it can be beneficial to somebody, not necessarily me at this moment, but right. To somebody. You know what I'm saying? You already know our situation with me, you, and Sweat, and whatever, and all the hardship we had to go through just try to get shit done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't always Sweat's fault. It wasn't always my fault. It wasn't always your fault. It was just the fact that we were doing something that wasn't done in the city before, and we had to just try to figure everything out by trial and error, man. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of trial and error involved. If Sweat learned from what he did in the past and what we did in the past, I don't see why not. But it's always been hard to get the artists to come out and be able to talk to each other greasy.
Yeah.
For goddamn 9 minutes and then actually not have no bullshit happen, because I just remember like the group pages where niggas is beefing and mad at each other and all that type of shit. And me having to get in there and getting people inbox and telling them all this type of shit, like they, chill out with this, that, and the other. And I will hope that people have matured enough to where that's not the case anymore.
I think the one thing that I always remember outside of the limeritas and chicken that we would have for our meetings when I would swing by your house, which were was a great meeting. It was no matter what you did, if the event was like 2 months away, you can prepare and everything. When it comes to like 24 hours before the event is when you have to deal with the shit show. People no showing. People have like, random diseases that they don't have anymore or talk about. It's like there's so many excuses that are held because there's no contracts and no one's being, held accountable for that. Even though it's
a lot of folks just had cold feet and didn't write their raps.
That's fact, because they like the name and lights, but when it comes to the work, and I think that's another thing that we'll talk about later with entrepreneurship, is like people like to have the clout, but when it comes to putting the work in, they're nowhere to be found, and that's what happened a lot with a lot of battle rappers. You know what I mean? Like you get the headliners are going to show. Like you'll get the guys that are like, top billing, but the other guys are the ones that are just like phoning it in,
I mean, I just feel like if you're gonna be a battle rapper and what you want to do is freestyle, then let that be your MO, right? You feel what I'm saying? And when you get your ass drugged because somebody else actually wrote a rap about you, you really don't have no leg to stand on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at the promoters, because all of a sudden, you ever notice how when niggas get their ass drugged in a rap battle, all of a sudden they want to talk about money, but they wasn't talking about money before?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden it's, y'all motherfuckers didn't pay me anyway.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Of course you didn't get paid, because guess what? You would be getting paid if you was top billing. And you need to show yourself in order for somebody to be like, man, we can't get such and such up here unless we pay them. That's the only way we're gonna get them. But we giving folks an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And all you gotta do is show yourself. And if you really do real good, and we know that customers are coming in just to see you, then you have a leg to stand on to say that I want some money.
And see, that's
they never got that shit.
That's the one thing, like with RS Battle League, was the fact that we gave a platform and there was an audience. Like it wasn't just like 4 or 5 people. Like we had some numbers coming in at any show. Mm-hmm. I think the only time it was a little light was when we went to not Martinis. What was the name of was it Martinis? What was the one?
Yeah, that was Martinis. Yeah.
It's something else now, but Martinis, the first show there wasn't that great for a lot of different reasons. But
the first show there wasn't that great because it's such a large space, and we didn't have the talent that we had partially because we was dealing with goddamn the bars heavy little situation and all that type of shit where folks were trying to branch off and do other things, which I mean, I love all them dudes, but to be honest with you, I mean, why sabotage somebody that's giving you a platform only to do nothing?
Exactly. And the one thing I really miss a lot, there's two things. One, I missed when we went to Loda Beer Garden. Shout out Loda. And it's still
shout out Loda, man. They was great.
I still have that on YouTube. So if you ever have like just mindless, just want to watch something, a live stream. I always
have that time. Yeah.
Man, if you look it up, I'll just link you to it.
Link me to it.
Everyone came out that night. And you could just, there's so much just nonsense that happened throughout that stream. And it was just so loose and fun. Like, it was cool. Like, and everybody was out that night. Like, everyone came, supported.
Oh, yeah. We had a great time. We had the whole top floor. It was a great time, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was an easy setup because I got, I was cool with the owners and it was just like a simple, like, they were cool about everything. So that's one place that I love and I miss. I would actually say on some real shit that we might have been the first folks to like do that type of podcast in Mobile. We were. To be honest with you, no one else did that shit. Like the one thing when I moved out there, I wanted to do something different that no one ever did for the city. And then the house party, the rap battles, and we had the city came out. You know what I mean? And that was like
the house party. The house parties were epic, man. I had a lot of crazy shit happen to me at the house parties, dude.
Me too.
And
had a little salad one time that people still talk about, but we won't talk about that.
yeah, dog. I'm definitely not, dog.
Shout out BJ.
Shout out to BJ in that window that we both peeking
that
into.
Window that had no curtains.
Regular white folk shit. That's your fault.
That's some cracker shit right there.
White people hate with fucking curtains. I don't know what it is with y'all folks, but y'all hate curtains.
We hate them. You gotta see what you gotta see. That's some cracker shit right there.
Yeah, dog. I swear, man. It whatever I saw looked entertaining and interesting.
Imagine
like, yeah, I mean.
But yeah, the house parties were great though. The house parties were
they were. They were great, man. It brought a lot of us together, man. Like, I mean, like even like before the party would start, man, we'll get together and do stuff. The next day we'll get together and still be listening to music. I met a lot of people, man, and got to get like actual make actual relationships with them because we were able to just chill and not be in that environment of being in RS Battle League and me having to work and move back and forth and argue with Sweat and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, just being able to cool out with the people that we were working with, to be honest with you. So it was really, really dope, man. Shit, that's why I met Mike Will, and produced a few tracks for him. Like I think I made beats for everybody, every rapper that was a part of RS Battle League at this point, except for a few.
What's the one beat you're the most proud of?
I think the beat I'm the most proud of is I think it'll be a song that that the mother of my child loves and my daughter loves just because they like it. It's called Silver Gun. I sampled it off the anime song, and the beat is just kind of dope. It almost sounds like Dead President, like Jay-Z Dead Presidents, but it's not the same sample, but somehow it's really, really similar. And anytime I play it, they always tell me they love it. So I love it because they love it.
Okay. How old is it?
It's probably might be 10, 15 years old.
Okay. So what's like some of the new bangers that you have that you're like, who are you working with that you're just like, these are just like gonna be hits for this guy?
For some reason, man, I got a bunch of D's, niggas with the name D in their name, because my homeboy, man, from I don't know why, because I don't know what that is, but I'll figure out the sum of those parts later. But yeah, I got a guy named Darrell Williams, man, out of the Bronx, man. I've been working with him. He always constantly, man, hit me up for beats and stuff like that. Since he up in New York, so I don't really get to see him. Then I got my homie Deshane Bankhead out of Atlanta, man. Me and his daddy was good friends. I watched him grow up. He was a little boy when I met him, and now I think he was he was either at Georgia Tech or Georgia, man. He started making some dope music, man. He always asked me for beats, even when he was young. So I just started really started working with him really heavy. And then I got Deshaun Brown. So it's like triple D's, you know what I'm saying? That's basically not to mention, well, we'll talk about the entrepreneur stuff, man, because like House 8 Stacks is a whole nother monster right there.
So let's dive into that, because shout out Kanzi. I love Kanzi.
Indeed.
I love the graphic novel that he's been working on. I've always been a supporter of all the work that he's done. He's a phenomenal artist. Where's House of 8 Stacks? What's happening right now in the house?
Well, like right now, currently, I got somebody pulling up. I don't know who it is.
Oh, if it's somebody interesting, put them on the podcast.
Indeed. Let's see who it is. Oh shit, it's Fat Bastard J.
Oh shit! Let him say.
I'm on podcast right now, man. You gotta come speak. Now come on.
Oh, he gotta say something. I haven't talked to this guy in a long time. One of the top Mobile artists.
God, my God.
One of the top artists in Mobile, Fat Bastard J. Holy shit. What's up, man?
Nigga pulled up on me and walked out the car. He don't even got a blunt in his hand, and he still. Oh, I'm about to say, how the fuck you hold that weed that long and get out the car? How you take the blunt?
How y'all doing, though? How y'all fellas doing, man?
Man, we doing good, man. Talking shop, man.
So, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm having a podcast. Look, it's a podcast. We're just talking about everything: entrepreneurship, music, you name it. Like, how do you feel about the Mobile rap scene right now as an artist?
It's coming. I show love to everybody. I'm just one of the artists, I don't, got no dislike or no ill will to. I want everybody in Mobile to make it. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's a side of the music game in Mobile that gets more, love and shit than another side. But hey, as long as somebody from Mobile is doing it and it continues, eventually everybody gonna get on. So I mean,
that's what's up. See, the one good thing about Deadstock's house, which is what I love more than anything, is anyone could pull up at any time, any day. And it's
I was literally on my way to get my alternator, put a new alternator put in my car, and I drove by on the way to the auto. Like, hey, look, Deadstock's outside.
Let me see if there's any beats.
Just got off work.
Let's see what kind of beats Deadstock talking about today. Because Deadstock beats, man. Look, Deadstock, the one great thing about you is when we're talking about entrepreneurship is that you have your hand in everything. And we're talking about, House of Stacks, what's really going on like lately? What's the new news at the house?
All right, well, with the House 8 Stacks, man, right now, man, that's my business partner, man. He asked me to manage him as an artist, but at the same time, I want to have some joint ventures with him. So I invested in a 3D printer, man, so we can start doing that type of stuff, man. Got you, brother. Yeah, man, holler at me. I'll be out here. Yeah, so I invested in 3D printer, man. I'm probably the only black man in this city with one, man. So sorry. So I wanted to go ahead and bring that level of artisanship, man, to a lot of the stuff, man. Be able to make merchandise, man. I don't give a fuck if a nigga want to make a goddamn fork with his label on it or whatever. I just wanted to be able to do stuff like that, and so I put him in charge of it. I mean, he helped me invest in it, man. We both kicked in money on it, and but he's the artist, and he's the person that can really do the work. So I just put in some money, man, and we working on that, man. Try to get that off the ground, man. And second, man, we're gonna probably make action figures
That's dope.
and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. We're still working on music, man. He's still working on the graphic novels, man. We just try to keep the collective cool, man. I made like all these people is folks I met from RS Battle League. That's the funny thing about it. If it wasn't for RS Battle League, like all my friends that when I first moved to Mobile, like they all knew these guys, but they never brought these guys around.
Yeah.
They all lived in different little counties, lived in Pritchard and all that type of stuff. Now I'm in Maysville, so they never really came around for real. Even though my other friends knew them, they never came around. So as soon as RS Battle League came around, like I started to get to know these guys and see how much we could have camaraderie. And I was able to really get some stuff off the ground. I mean, my tattoos, man, done by Kanzi. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
all that type of stuff, man. Like, me and him have a strict barter system. I do for him, he does for me, man. We don't even really exchange money unless we invest in something.
Yeah,
I look out for him, he looks out for me, man, and that's real brotherhood to me.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing too, like with RS Battle League, is that people could say whatever they want about the league, certain things that might have happened and whatever, but at the end of the day, we all collectively put a stamp on, Mobile, and we did something special and brought a lot of people who wouldn't really get noticed on any other platform outside of like open mics and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
we put them out there. Like everybody on the card was like, "Oh shit, you got to watch this." It was cool. Like Battle Rap in Mobile, like that was just a dope thing. Soul Kitchen was a good venue.
Mm-hmm.
It was. People don't understand, like when you look back at it, what impact that we actually had on the city, and now the friendships and bonds that everyone still has to this day. It's like a testament to what actually happened, and that's with you and Kanzi, because Kanzi was one of our top guys, talented dude, a person who I consider a good friend as well.
Yeah, and now we business partners.
Now you're business partners.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is that I think sometimes people don't see the forest for the trees, and they don't realize like, hey, okay, I can go to these open mics, but when you go to an open mic, the one thing that you don't have is publicity.
Right.
You just show up and do your thing and hope that people likes it.
Yeah.
It's completely different from when somebody's putting out a flyer and your name is on it.
Yeah.
That elevates you to a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are book talent. You're not just walking in the fucking door trying to wrap your life away. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Now you're a book talent. So that elevates you to another level. And then it's always up to you to see if you can get to the next level above that.
Right.
Everybody can't do it for you because, a lot of us are responsible. Like I said, well, like we talked earlier, like I wear a lot of hats in a lot of different situations. I can't spend my time worrying about your career. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. Like I'm worried about my own career, but still I find a way to take time out and create somewhere where you can foster yours. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna do that, and then when I'm done with that, I have to compartmentalize and get the fuck out of that and go do the other things that I need to do for other ventures, or do for myself, or do for my child, or do for my parents. Can't sit there worried about whether you butt hurt about goddamn somebody didn't give you $50 or goddamn you couldn't get all your friends into the club to cheer you on, so that's why you lost the battle.
Right.
Nigga, you lost the battle because you lost the battle. You forgot the last 6 lines of your fucking song, and I mean your fucking rap, and that's why you lost the damn battle. It wasn't because you. I mean, seriously, man. Honestly,
you have people. I remember all the excuses why people lost, and it's like, no, you got bodied. It's obvious. Like no one is ever against someone. There's never been a collective where we're gonna say, you know what, let's shit on this guy for no reason.
You like the fight game, right?
The what?
I say you like the fight game, right? Boxing, MMA, all that type of stuff, right?
I'm a sports
guy. All right. So boxing is hands down my favorite sport next to basketball, period. And I actually watch more boxing than basketball. But I will say this to you. If you ever watch a Mexican fighter have to fight in Madison Square Garden, I can guarantee you that nobody gives a fuck about this dude. The reason why I can tell you that is because I'm from New York and there's not as much Mexicans as you think there are. They're mostly Puerto Rican.
Right. They're
So
right.
So 9 times out of 10, the Puerto Rican cats is going for the black dude that he's fighting against or going for the other Caribbean dude. They're not going against the Mexican. Mexican come out there and fight his ass off. Refuses to get knocked out. Beats the shit out of somebody and still loses. But if you showed your ass, you're going to get more fights. You're going to still be able to get money. You might not get the decision because you didn't knock the nigga out, but at the end of the day, people going to want to see you fight. So for every cat that had a problem with goddamn like, man, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, man, if you getting up there and stuttering on stage, nigga, and you said you want to do this shit, nigga, dog, we don't need that. Like, for real, like, I'm not gonna, I have a dog upstairs, bro. I'm not taking him to the Westminster goddamn dog show, all right?
During midnight, that motherfucker ain't going nowhere.
That's Midnight Sun. So my dog upstairs is a mix between a Dachshund and a Chihuahua. He will not be accepted at the Westminster Dog Show. No. Not at all. So I'm not gonna, if I got some half-ass shit going on, I'm not gonna expect to get any props for that shit. And that's what some niggas did.
You know what we learned right now is the fact that there's dog racism at the Westminster Dog Show.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the episode of Rick and Morty. It's like, can you imagine being a racist snake? Like, fucking racist fucking dog owners. And by the way, shout out Bud Light, because I am drinking some, so maybe I get the sponsorship.
I think I'm drinking a Limerita. I don't even know what I'm drinking right now.
Well, it's a red cup, so there's nothing in there.
Oh no, I'm drinking some red. I'm drinking Merlot.
Oh, I mean, red cups now, like they used to be like for like kids' parties and things, and just parties in general. Now it's just more. If you see somebody with a red cup, there's alcohol in that cup. There's no one's ever just pouring punch with no alcohol in a red cup like during the day.
I'm gonna tell you what that is, dog. It's a defense mechanism. It's so that nobody knows what the fuck is inside your cup,
man. There's alcohol in it for sure. Anytime I see a red cup, there's always alcohol in it.
That's what I'm saying, but you don't know what alcohol it is. That's the thing.
I mean, at that point, does it matter? Because I already made my decision already that there's alcohol. So it's like, does it matter if it's Jim Beam? Does it matter if it's fucking some Henny? Does it matter if it's like vodka? You know.
It depends. It depends on if you one of those lushers that always ask for something to drink. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, if you want to motherfuckers like, can I have some all the damn time? That's the point. You just tell me, hey man, I'm drinking Wild Irish Rose, dude. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no, I'm good.
Wasn't it Snoop Dogg that said, "And gin and juice got the cup, but they ain't chipped in"?
Exactly.
So speaking of Snoop and you know, the music industry in general as a whole, what do you think right now of the state of hip hop in you know, the last, I'd say this year? Now we're kind of getting past COVID as much as we can. People are getting back to work. People dropping new music that they might have been sitting on for a year because of COVID. So what do you think in just hip hop? Like, where do you see music right now, and where do you think it's going?
Man, to be honest with you, like, it's like it can't do nothing but
See, really, ladies and gentlemen, that's Deadstock. He's leaning against the wall. That's him. This is confession song, Deadstock. Oh, there it is. All right,
yeah. It can't do nothing but really sky up and get better, because, like, honestly, people had to find new revenue streams.
Mm-hmm.
So while folks was out here trying to find new revenue streams because they couldn't really perform and get enough people in the house to really foster a return on investment for the shows and travel and all that type of stuff. So there was no way to really monetize concerts because you couldn't get enough people in there. So they found different ways. I mean, like i.e. Versus TV, you know what I'm saying? And how many podcasts have come out by just people being able, just trying to have a platform,
right?
Because of not leaving the house. And so, like, I watch Tiny Desk like a motherfucker. That's my favorite shit in the world. It's like some of the dopest shit. Yeah, it's crazy dope, man. I love it. I love the fact that somebody called NPR has some of the dopest hip hop that you can find on the internet. It's ridiculously nice.
You know what? To me, I always just look at it as where it's like, hipster radio or whatever. It's like they want to be the coolest guy in the room, so they want to find things that people aren't going to always see. And it's always an artist performing, and for some reason there's a typewriter in the room. It's always like some
it's like some Soho shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it. So like I see like the industry like can't do nothing but go up when people start actually being able to go out and start performing in arenas, and because folks been at home, man, they've been pragmatically thinking about art and music, and there's been other artists that normally wouldn't have got no shine, but because they couldn't be outshined by the big concerts and tours and all that type of stuff, has got a lot more attention. You know what I'm saying? Like people like Griselda, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like Conway the Machine, and Benny the Butcher, like those those type of guys, man. They like basically the same age as me. They've been sitting around waiting they turn for a minute, but wouldn't nobody give them a chance. But then once the internet gave them a chance, they couldn't be denied because nobody had nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody wasn't paying attention to some guys from Buffalo or some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man.
You see hip hop going in a positive direction right now. I mean, is there any artists to look out for that you're watching that most people may not know? I really like Saba, man. I mean, I like Saba. Should check his Tiny Desk out. I think you really like it. You know what I'm saying? SABA. Really dope. Of course, goddamn, gotta talk about my boy Illa. You know what I'm saying? Too much dope, regardless of the fact, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even mention what music I listen to and not talk about him. I've been in music making mode lately, so I haven't been listening to that many artists. So I been recycling my favorite artists lately. Like I still listen to Ra, Dope Boy Ra. You know what I'm saying? I just love the fact that he make his own beats and raps be dope. So I don't listen to that much music when I'm making music. I'll throw on like Big Brown and J Roots and just to me that just feels like just good music. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm a little biased because they're good friends, but at the end of the day, it's like when you hear good music, it's good music. You know what I mean? And it's like
shout out to J Roots too, man, because he wear a few hats his damn self too. You know what I'm saying? Work hard every day, then still deal with the clothes and still be making music at the same time, man. And still got to try to be, a good man to his wife and all that type of stuff. So, that's not always easy, man. So you got to shout out people that wear a lot of hats, man, because it ain't easy, man.
Absolutely. So changing gears, I'm doing a new segment on the show where I find something on Urban Dictionary and see if my guests will know what this is, or at least come up with what they think it is, and then I read what the actual definition according to Urban Dictionary is. Okay.
Oh, this should be fun. Definitely.
All right. So here's definitely not okay. All right. So let's see if you know what this is. A California car wash.
It sounds kind of sexual, man. Is it?
Yeah, I'm not giving any hints. I'm saying if you know it, cool. If you don't know it, that's fine. If you don't know, what do you think it is? And then I'll read exactly what it is according to Urban Dictionary?
It depends on if you're in Van Nuys or not.
They actually, they actually have what I love about Urban Dictionary. What I love about, I like how you said Van Nuys. What I love about Urban Dictionary is they give the example at the end of it, and which is going to be great when I read this to you, and then they give the example at the end. But you're on the, I would say this, you're on the right track. It is something sexual. You're on the right track.
Okay. Shit, bro.
People are gonna watch this and just immediately Google this and be like, "He's full of shit," and then they're gonna see it like for true.
I have never heard this term before, but I feel like I have, and just I didn't understand it the first time, so I never even thought about it.
So here, do you want to have a guess? You want to hear what it is?
Somehow it seems like it's ejaculate related, but I don't know whether it's from male or female.
You're actually pretty close. So, okay, with that being said, here's the Urban Dictionary definition. California car wash, a sexual act involving 6 guys and 1 participant, male, female, or any kind of animal. The guy pisses on the participant's face while the second guy flops his penis on the face to wipe off the pee. The next guy then blows a hot steamy load on the participant's face. This acts as the coat of wax, while the fourth guy flops his wiener on the face to get all of the hot cum off of it. This is all by Urban Dictionary, by the way, every word of it. Finally, the fifth guy spits on the participant's face. Nothing beats a good spit shine. And the last guy will fart in the face of a real nice air dry effect. The person or animal going through the car wash.
Yes, the animal part is giving me hell right now.
That bothers me too. Going through the car wash can either crawl or be pulled through on a skateboard, usually depending on whatever tradition dictates in your region. So I guess there's like levels to it. And so here's the example. Hey, Pete, tell John we should give that girl a California car wash later. Do you think we can round up another 3 guys?
Oh, fuck.
Isn't that the fucking saddest? Like, that's a conversation someone's had.
Dude, no. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've been in some pretty depraved situations in my life. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I have, and compared to that, my shit was elegant. My shit was almost like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My shit was almost like fucking the Queen of England.
Couple romantics here.
Yeah, like for real. Like we're romantic dudes, dog. Like we were just trying to pleasure a woman, even though from the outside looking in, literally.
We didn't need 4 guys or an animal to assist.
Dude, man, the fact it's not even the fact of how deprived it is that she is letting this happen. It's that these dudes don't mind swapping fluids with one another. And like, would you ever?
California, you probably can't see it. Let me see.
No, dog. I saw it while you was telling me this shit, dog. I visualized it and I hated every moment of it. I saw it while you said it, bro. And I'm just saying there's something inherently disgusting about having some other dude's stuff on your body, is what I'm trying to say.
It's weird for me to just hear like language that I've never heard in my life, but there's people who have that conversation. Like that's what I'm saying.
It's like, if you do that, why do you talk about it though? It
right.
seems like something you would do and never say anything about it.
You think she'd be down for a California car wash? Like, I don't know. I just met her at Applebee's. We could see. I don't know what her really, if she wants 5 other guys to be around and farting in her face.
No. It's like if you mix the movie Saw with a bukkake, that's what that would be, dog.
It's like if Saw and Eyes Wide Shut
had the same thing.
For the same thing. Yeah. So there's nothing I could say to segue.
There is no segue.
So we're just going to jump into entrepreneurship.
All right.
Segue. What is, because like we discussed earlier, you have your hat in a lot of different things. What is the most obvious mistake people who are just getting into entrepreneurship, what's the first thing, the first mistake that you see that they make, and how can they fix it?
The first mistake I see that people make, man, is that they get excited about an idea and rush into it, not having any contingency plan, not having any capital or having any liquidity. So as soon as they hit a hard spot, it's almost like they had a great idea and all of a sudden the idea is over with because they can't afford to keep the idea going, not realizing that and it takes time. You got to be willing to be broke. Like, you just have to be willing to be broke, man. I mean, like, there's other ways. If you compartmentalize your life about your needs and your wants, then you would understand that I can take care of all the things that I really, really need. Boom, get that out the way. And when you start thinking about your wants is either going to have to be material things or your wants is going to have to be to grow your business.
I think that's the one mistake that I made when I, over 10 years ago, got into podcasting, is I try to do so many different things at once instead of just sticking with one thing. And a lot of stuff happened in my personal life too, to where I stopped podcasting, but I was doing podcasting before anyone even knew what the fuck it was. So it's funny when, like, I'll do other people's podcasts sometimes, and they'll talk to me like I've never been a part of a podcast, even though this one is a new.
Yeah, I remember you introducing me to Patreon and all other podcasting sites a long time ago, bro. Like, as soon as I met you.
Yeah.
That was years ago. Nobody was doing this shit. Not for real. Not full time.
Because I've always, the one thing about me is, like, I always try to pride myself on being into, like, the new things that are happening. Like, I try to, like, keep my what do they say, hand on the pulse or whatever. Like, I always try to, like, see what's going on, like live streaming and you know, Periscope.
Be first. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you put me on Periscope too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be first is what you're saying. That's the same way, like how I felt with me and Cons with the 3D printer. It's like on like some be first shit, because I think 3D printer is going to be the next microwave. I think everybody's going to have one in their house, and eventually it's going to be cheaper. And people
are using that for so many different things. It's like, it's incredible, like how it went.
Build an alternator with that shit if I wanted to, bro.
You really could.
Yeah. So, like,
and that's the good thing about entrepreneurship, is the fact that there's so many different angles you could go into, but you don't want to overload yourself. So, like, when I was actually doing podcasting, you know, over 10 years ago, it was like I overloaded myself in so many different things. But if I just stuck with that one thing, then, you know, my career would have been a lot different when it came to podcasting. I mean, not saying I'm going to make Joe Rogan money, but, you know, obviously precedents have been set for people who put in that time. And I think that's like the major mistake. And with you, like, you have your hat in so many different things. How do you find a way to prioritize everything?
What I do is learn how to say no. You know what I mean? That's like the main thing. Like, at the end of the day, like, people, I'll take time and show you how to do something and teach you how to do something. Therefore, I don't have to do it. So if I have a partner, if I have somebody that I'm dealing with, and I know for a fact that they have the capacity to do something that they're asking me to do, I don't do it for them. I take that time and energy and show them what to do and try to empower them to do that shit. So therefore I can move on to the next thing. Like, my big thing, like, my big word is compartmentalize. You'll hear me say that a whole lot. I look at business like a checkerboard. I got a piece. I could put as many pieces on this motherfucker as I want, but I have to move them all in the correct way. So you ever watch one of the movies where somebody's playing chess and, like, a dude just shows up one day and makes a chess move and has a drink of liquor and then walks out the door and be like, I'll be back next week, and that chessboard just sits there the whole entire time till he comes back.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. That's me with business. Like, if I'm gonna make a strong move and then I can move on to something else.
Yeah.
I don't try to do all this shit at one time.
I mean, that's a good way of thinking, because, like, the one thing people also lack when they want to be an entrepreneur is they lack confidence. believe it or not. And that's another thing. You have to believe in yourself. Like if you
bro, you know, if you know me very well, you know that's the last thing that I fucking like.
Oh yeah, yeah. But most entrepreneurs who are just new to the game and they have a product that they want to sell, they're not confident in it. Not saying they don't believe in themselves, but they don't believe in themselves enough to where other people will believe in them. So if you don't have that connection, because at the end of the day, it's all sales. You know, and I've done sales over 20 years, and it's like I could sell ice cubes to Eskimo. So, you know, that's never an issue for me. But a lot of people aren't like that because they have something that they created, whatever it is. And
well, I think that comes down to them. I think that comes down to them, like literally waiting for outside validation. If you really took the time and knew that your product was a shit, you wouldn't give a fuck what nobody said. You would just keep pushing until everybody understood where you was coming from. That's it. Like on some real shit. Like, bruh, nobody made up the name Jamal Dead Star J. Nobody made up Dead Star J. You feel what I'm saying? I gave myself that name. But now when people see me, they call me that. Now they wasn't calling me that on day one. They wasn't calling me that on day two. It was always Jamal. But the more I made my presence known, all of a sudden, now I'm not just Dead Stock, I'm Stock. They gave me a whole nother nickname. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say is whatever you're trying to do, you got to pound it into people. Like you have to pound that identity of confidence and the fact that you really, really want to make a brand for yourself into people. And if you don't do that and you seem shaky, then people feel that shit. They feel the weakness and they don't follow.
And you know, the other thing too is that I always try to look at other people's perspective. So it helps me understand a little more because most people are reactionary. My thing is that we have grown up into a society where we need that, you know, we need that hug. Even as just humans, everyone wants, you know, if you're feeling bad, let me hug this person. Let me make them feel better. So when you're getting into entrepreneurship, you're not necessarily wanting a hug, but you want something that's similar to a hug. You want that validation, you know what I mean? And we have that as just growing up in us, instilled in us, because if something bad happens or if something's not going our way, you know, either you cry, you need a hug or something, that's always the go-to. So I think that's automatically instilled in you. So when you become an entrepreneur, it's harder because you want people to like give you a bunch of likes on Facebook or give you a bunch of likes on, you know, social media platforms, whatever it is. But if you don't get it, then you just start questioning yourself, even though someone may just read your status and think it's funny and never like it, or look at your Instagram post and think it's great, but never like it. But you, or just people in general, will always want that validation. If you're not getting it, then you think you fail, and then you start questioning yourself. So I think that's like those mental obstacles that we have. That's like the hardest part of entrepreneurship. And to see someone like yourself who wears many hats, has a lot of confidence, and obviously I've known you for a while, so I can say this. But like people who don't know you, you could see it in anyways. You know what I mean? Like you can see that you have that confidence, and that's why people look at you to, you know, work with and whatever. What's like the daily regimen to keep that positive mind state?
Well, to be honest with you, man, it's like, I mean, I feel like the people that real deal believe in me always, I mean they keep the positivity going, and even when the positivity is not going in the direction I want it to go in, I'm always saying to myself, like, I mean, like, I think it's the basketball player in me, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just the ball player in me. It's like I never got discouraged when I ain't hit the shot. I went and ran for the rebound. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I put the ball up, before that motherfucker hit the goal, I'm already running for the rebound. It might go in, it might not.
Coach, like that's the shit that fucking coaches will scream and yell, and players won't do that. It's follow your shot. No motherfucker. So it's good that you said that shit, man. You should be an NBA coach. They fucking need you after the season.
Nah, I mean that's and I always just look at life like that, man. Like I used to be the kid out there, man, shoveling the snow, just playing basketball with myself in New York, man. And my friends went out there. They was in the house playing video games and shit, man. Mom's cooking and shit and whatever. And I'd be out there early in the morning, like 7 o'clock, man, shoveling the snow off the court and just practicing. So like anything I decide to do, I just be like, I gotta be good at this. Why the fuck am I choosing to do it? It's no different than me than making love or some shit like that. Like you think I'm gonna holler at a fine chick and try to half-ass that shit? Hell no. I'm gonna try to work that shit out.
Exactly.
And so if I'm gonna do that with that, I'm gonna do that shit with fashion. I'm gonna do that shit with whatever I choose to do. So I'm gonna try to be fly, because what's the point of me spending money on clothes and that shit look whack? And what's the point of me buying equipment and that shit is cheap and it doesn't make the sounds that I want it to make? What's the point of me doing anything if I'm gonna half-ass it?
Because, so go ahead. No, finish your thought real quick, and I want to ask you something after.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel confident about I feel confident and happy about most of the things that I do, besides the things that I have to apologize for. And I just always been that way. So
you mentioned fashion. So the one thing I just being on Twitter, you know, and just reading a lot of different things, and I see the sneaker app pops up because they have new Jordans that'll drop, and it'll have it says cop them, you know, I copped them, you know what I mean? Like whatever the shoe is. And I've heard reviews from people about the app saying like they never can get them. They get sold out immediately. They never could buy anything off the sneaker app. So for someone who's wanting to buy, let's just say Jordan specific, because those are obviously the most popular shoes. What determines good shoes? Like good Jordans? Like are there bad Jordans? Like just obviously taste, you know, it's all subjective at the end of the day, and someone likes red or whatever. But I'm saying like if I want to put on some dope ass Jordans, how do you know what Jordans are good right now? Because I'm old as fuck. So
all right. Well, the fact that you old as fuck should help you with this question, right? Because
I know it was the retros, obviously. Like I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
there are no Jordans past 2000 and fucking 10 or 2000. There's no Jordans past 1995 that anybody should be like, oh, I want those fucking Jordans. They just don't exist. Okay, all those Jordans may be cool if you just like that sneaker. Fine. I don't have nothing to say about that. 2, Jumpmans are just Walmart brand Jordans, and I'm not with that. But the retros, the worn in game retros, those are Jordans you want. Jordans that he actually wore to play. Okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, is there a specific way that they should be worn? Do I tie them? Do I not tie them? Like
they come strapped up. So only thing you do is loosen it and just leave that shit alone, man. And yeah, it depends on the Jordan though. I think like probably 3s, you probably tie them because they kind of low top, they mid, but the high top ones you don't tie.
Okay.
You don't tie the high top ones. That's just wrong.
I think when I do buy some Jordans, I'm going to show you first because I need to make sure that I come correct when I come out and visit. And I have because I have a pair of Adidas that are like really cool. Because I'm
wearing some Adidas right now, man.
Yeah, shout out Adidas. Like I love Adidas.
I'm totally wearing. I'm all Adidas today.
Oh, there you go. I actually bought my son. I bought him a full Adidas outfit. So it's like the black windbreaker, the white stripe. He's got the pants, and the shoes are coming.
So you Beastie Boyed him out. Is what you did.
I am totally Beastie Boying him out. Like he's looking to sabotage me if I don't come next time. But I was actually pricing Jordans for kids. Like, you know, he's gonna be 3. So I'm like, how much are Jordans for him? Because I don't know. I'm the parent that wants my kid to dress better than me. So it's like, you know, I'm going to wear like fucking Justice League stuff, nerd stuff. And he's going to be all like Adidas, Jordans, whatever. They're like $200-$300 for his fucking feet. $300. Yeah, I don't even have shoes that are $300.
Yeah, dude. I just paid me and Carrie just paid $500 for Christmas for a pair of shoes for Aya.
But she's teenager though.
Yeah, she literally wears the same
almost
size as
3-year-old.
me. Yeah, that's sick. I don't even know. I don't know where you shopping. Next time, call me.
Amazon.
Man.
I went on Amazon because I
You should have never went on Amazon, man. Call me next time, bro.
I didn't buy anything. No, I didn't buy anything. I was just browsing.
Of course you didn't buy anything. I know you didn't fucking buy that.
No, you know I'd ask fucking you buy those. I'm not gonna give my son $300 Jordans when I don't even have $300 Jordans.
Nah, go on Sneaker Steal, man. Go on Sneaker Steal.
I'm gonna check it out. So
Sneaker Steal is the best place. But yeah, man, what's up?
So before we go, what shows are you watching right now? Because you and I both share the love of like just binge watching things and new shows. What are shows that you watch that you love, and what are shows that you're trying to get into?
I mean, I definitely wait patiently for Godfather of Harlem every week. It's a really dope show. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the more urban shows I watch, because most of the shows I watch are not really urban. I love Death and Robots, man. New season, man. The first episode is fucking hilarious, man.
I watched the whole season. I loved it. I love that show. I
watched the whole season. The one about the giant man was just really fucking depressing, but
it really was.
It was completely depressing. It was nothing. It's nothing uplifting about that shit at all, man. So, no. But the rest of it though was pretty damn cool.
I thought the giant one could have been a really cool Black Mirror episode if they.
Yeah, that would have been more like a Black Mirror thing if they like delved deep into why he was a giant and where was the other giants? How is he the only one? Yeah, it would have been better if they did that. Man, I watch so much random shit, man. I gotta think in terms of. I've been watching Bad Batch. Star Wars.
I got to catch up. I have to watch the new episode. I think I'm pretty caught up. It's like 3 episodes or 4 episodes into it.
It's like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I like it.
I've been watching that, man. I watch anything Star Wars, man.
Have you watched Final Space?
What's the name of it?
Final Space.
No, I have not. Hook me up.
It's on season 3 right now. It's a animated, but it's really really good. So just
okay.
Look up Final Space. Highly. I watched the first couple seasons on HBO Max, but then I just got Hulu Live, so I'm catching up on season 3, which is out now. So
I have both. Hold on again, man.
Yeah, I know. This is my confession.
My daughter called me, man.
That should be your album cover. That picture.
Really?
That has to be. Yes, that should be your album cover right there.
And she keeps calling me because she sees me denying her.
Yeah, so. But I like it. I like seeing it because like that picture looks like the blackest guy you ever see. Like
yeah.
You can't even see a face. It's just a hat, some Timbs, And by the way, before we go, how happy are you that the Knicks are? Speaking of Timbs, how happy are you that the Knicks are in the playoffs?
Dude, I'm glad you said something about that.
I have to. I can't not acknowledge the fact that the Knicks are in the fucking playoffs.
Man, listen, man. It's long. It's been a long time, long time coming. But I know.
I want a Lakers-Knicks finals. That's what I want in my heart. I want a Lakers-Knicks NBA finals. That's what I want. LeBron if the Knicks all over the place.
If the Knicks make it that far into the playoffs, man, it's gonna be some of the most. It's gonna be some of the most compelling basketball you've ever seen in your life.
It really will be. The NBA is better when the Knicks are in the playoffs. I truly believe that because my greatest like sports moments growing up involve like the Knicks and the Bulls and just Patrick Ewing and just the 80s and the 90s. Like the Knicks.
It was terrible for a Knicks fan, but it was also great for a Knicks fan because you had something to root for, and I still own Knicks hat now, Knicks memorabilia now. At the end of the day, that orange and blue can't be in New York and not fuck with it, man. You know what I'm saying? For real. If you're a Brooklyn Nets fan and you a New Yorker, fuck you, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck
even
you,
my
man.
even my family, my grandparents, they were from Brooklyn. They loved the Knicks, and then as
Dog.
they moved and just they got into like Los Angeles, so they were like, okay,
No, that's cool.
but they
You
still
should
love the Knicks.
Yeah, but you should love whatever city that you live in. I get that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, because those are the games you're gonna go to, right? And those are the friends you're gonna have. So you don't want to just be the asshole in the room that's always rooting against your friend's team.
Like,
I mean,
hey, hold on a second. That was Super Bowl when I was the only Bronco fan, and everyone was.
oh yeah,
But I can't fault you because you did fall asleep during the
I
second
did
quarter.
fall.
You're
Yeah, I told
not
you.
gonna lie.
Yeah, because I gave a shit about neither team.
I know you actually weren't trolling me. Everybody else was talking shit about Cam Newton because he was the Auburn guy, whatever. And I was the only one repping the Broncos, and I had the last laugh. But thank God I was in a household that no one wanted to fucking jump me.
Dude, I'm a Knicks and a Giants fan. I'm a Knicks, Giants, Rangers, and Mets fan, dude. So at the end of the day,
did you say Rangers?
Yeah.
Which Rangers? Texas or the wait? Is only Texas Rangers?
No, New York Rangers, man. Fucking hockey.
New York Rangers? You mean the Islanders?
No.
Oh shit, the Rangers. They're still a fucking team? I haven't heard the fucking New York Rangers. Did they make the playoffs?
I do not know if they made the playoffs, dude. I don't even have cable anymore. I stream everything. So I
I've had cable for years. Cable's the work. Like, why would anyone pay for cable?
I have absolutely no idea, dude.
So many other options. Like that cable is like having a typewriter. Like, why?
Sure, yeah, so now I just don't I don't catch sports randomly. I just kind of I have to look for it and then I catch it. But I don't catch it randomly like back in the days when you would just kind of flip through the channels and then the game would be on. I have to literally look for the game and then I'll watch it. But no, I don't think the Rangers are doing shit. But like I said, I was the Rangers. I've been the Rangers. I wasn't, even though I was born in Long Island, New York. Never been an Islanders fan. I mean, Mark Messier was a shit back in the day.
I remember him. I remember Mark Messier.
Yeah. Always been a Giants fan, Mets fan, only because I was there 5 years old when they won the championship, 1986. And that shit was over. Yep. Darryl Strawberry. Damn, Dwight Gooden.
Dwight Gooden, yeah. Can you imagine the amount of cocaine that these guys fucking during the fucking 80s? Holy shit. Imagine being fucking Doc Gooden and fucking Darryl Strawberry and you're just hanging out at Eric Davis's house and just doing fucking coke every day after beating the St. Louis Cardinals and Ozzie Smith. And just
I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's another thing that like before we get off here, I'm gonna tell you something funny. The only thing that can ruin your life worse than having a bad life is having a great life.
That's actually a factual statement, honestly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing, because like bad people who have a bad life are always trying to get better and all that type of shit. And when you have so much and so much opportunities, man, sometimes you get kind of like an emotional brain freeze. You don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. you wake up.
Hold on a second. An emotional brain freeze.
Yeah.
I love that. Go ahead. I just had to acknowledge that statement. Emotional brain freeze.
Yeah, it's like emotional brain freeze, man. Like you wake up and you realize that you have all the money that you want. You didn't have sex with all the girls you want to have sex with. Everybody around you is either asking for something or already content. And then you have to ask yourself, the fuck am I going to do today? And then you realize you don't fucking know.
Right.
So now you go do dumb shit.
Right. That's facts. Me and my girl were actually talking about something similar the other day. Like, all your bills are paid. You have a couple bucks in the bank. And you kind of, like, for me, I always have that stress. You know what I mean? Like there's that anxiety that comes in. The depression's like, hello, I'm still here. Like all these different things that happen. So even when you're at your finest moment in life, you still have worry about something. And it's almost like we want that to kind of, keep moving forward, to have that, hey, I got to get an extension on the lights or I got to do this. But if it's all paid for, it takes away from something that you're normally doing that day. So
I think it's a normality about being under the gun that you get used to. So like having that stress of stuff that you're worrying about is like literally like your second job all the time. And it's like somebody firing you from your second job when you actually get all the shit done. People think they're going to be so happy when they get money or when certain things happen for them, but they don't realize how much time and energy and anxiety really goes into not having shit. So you get used to it. You get used to managing it, and then when it's not there, it's like it's an empty hole. Like, oh damn, life is good. I'll give you a perfect example. I think we've talked about this before. Just think about the dad in Talladega Nights, man, and how you fucked up that situation at their Applebee's about that steak, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was going great. It could not be going better in his life. And then he realized, like, damn, I don't even know how I could survive without chaos.
Some people are like that. I mean, some people are just built to where they have to have chaos. I think most people have that little part of them, though, that they just need something to complain about or worry about, or like not something that they express themselves, that just let everybody know, but maybe that's like all inside of them. It's just humans are.
I just find a mole in something. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I just find a mole. You know what I mean? And I just be like, "Is this cancer?" You know what I mean? Like that's what I do. I don't really go about. I think when it really that's the one thing about having kids that's really great though, because when things are going great for you, man, you just try to goddamn try to motivate them, see what they got going on, spend time not being a dick and just talking to them and trying to make sure that they're enjoying their lives. And that's what I do, man. I don't try to set myself up for failure, man, by inviting that type of mind state into my life, man. I got too much shit to do. You do too. And you know what, another thing I love to do, man? I love to show brothers like you love, man, because you know what I'm saying? I love you, G. And you know, I want all the success in the world for you, man. And I take time out to do that before I sit here and worry about some other bullshit.
And you know, I appreciate that heavily. And you already know. And I've had a friend of mine, for people who don't know, a friend of mine passed away last week, and we were supposed to.
God bless him. God bless him, man.
And you know, it hit me pretty hard. I'm still kind of dealing with it a little bit. And this man right here, you know, he's been great to help me and understand, you know, a lot of stuff that's going on. And he's my brother, basically. I love this guy. He's very talented. There's nothing that Deadstock can't do. That's why I wanted to have him on the show, to give him like as much exposure as possible, whether it's one person watches this or 1 million people watch this. As long as one person knows that Deadstock is a really legit, genuine, you know, producer, entertainer, just person overall, like that makes me happy. And that's what I want.
Thank you, sir. I truly appreciate that, man. Brian, man. Floppy Bob, motherfucker. I appreciate that shit, man. Not for real though, man. We all just try our hardest to work the best that we can, man, and push forward a great message, man. So I thank you for that, man. Thank you for giving me a platform, man, on your show.
Absolutely. So what do you want to promote? What's going on?
Well, I'm gonna be heading out to Atlanta this weekend, so I won't be on the Sturdy Podcast, but the Sturdy Podcast will be live on Facebook. It's STURDY podcast. Go ahead and try to find it on YouTube, or find it on Facebook, and they will be going live, even though I won't be there. But we're gonna be interviewing some artists and stuff this Friday for a showcase. So just check it out this Friday, and other things that I have going on, man, are to be determined, man. I'm really busy with a lot of shit, but I've really been focused on Straight Elite Entertainment, man, with my homeboy Hashim Boo Diddley Brown and Sturdy Podcast, making sure we get that off the ground correctly and I get this album done, man, for July. So just be on the lookout.
Absolutely. So we're going to be on the lookout. Hopefully Sturdy Podcast will invite me to be on the show one of these days. So
we definitely will.
I mean, maybe me and my girl, and there's like, of course, we have to see the usher right there. We have to see that before we go. This is my confession, but
man, it's my daughter, man. She won't stop, man. She wants some
that's
money
okay.
or something, man. Trying to get cash out.
She'll hit you in a minute. So I just want to say thank you for Deadstock being on the show. You know, me and my girl thinking about coming out there, you know, and visiting pretty soon now that things are kind of clearing up. So hopefully we see you sooner than later, which would be dope.
That's what's up, man. You know, I got my 40th birthday coming up, man. I'm throwing a big ass party down there in Fort Lauderdale, man. So if you and your girl want to come to that, that'd be a great time.
We might actually, that might be the look, because she's never really been like anywhere really. Like she's, you know, lived in, you know, Thailand, and then, you know, lived in Corona, California, and, you know, her living in Vegas is more a shocking development in her life than anything else. But
well, you know how to all your friends, man. 9 times out of 10, I've always been almost the youngest one out the group. So
yeah,
40 is a big deal for me, bro. So
I know, I already know it is. I'm surprised. I thought you were still like 38 or 37 or some shit. Like,
nah, I'll be 40 in August, man. So this Virgo life.
oh, I know. See,
Aren't you a Virgo too, man?
No, sir. I'm on the cusp. I'm August 22nd. I'm a Leo. Me and my girl are Leo.
Oh, you a Leo?
August 15th.
You on the cusp. You a VO. Okay, then. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm a Leo. She's a Leo. She's August 15th. I'm August. No, she's August 5th, and I'm August 22nd.
Nah, you a VO, nigga. I know a goddamn. I know a fucking VO when I see one, man.
I don't know about that. People tell me I'm a Leo. No. But anyways, I'm gonna try and get out there. But thank you for coming on the show. I do appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
Peace and blessings to you and the family. And there's Usher again, my confessions. Be on the lookout for all the new music that comes out for Deadstock producing, and just his own album, rapping like phenomenal. Much success. I love you. And everybody, thank you guys for watching and listening to Look It's a Podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at Look It's a Podcast. Super simple. It's going to be on the bottom here too when this is edited, which is super simple, and it's going to come out probably, I don't know, tomorrow or two. But no one will know this because it's not live. So when they watch this, they're like, motherfucker, I already watched you. Why you telling me what's coming out? Anyways, thanks, man, for doing the show. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Thanks for watching Look It's a Podcast.
All right, man. Check out, man.
Yes, sir.